The Allstate Sugar Bowl between Texas and Washington has a chance to be arguably one of the best bowl games of the 2023 season and possibly one of the best bowl games we have seen in quite a while. Let's talk about it. All right, before we talk about the Texas Longhorns going up against the Washington Huskies in the All-State Sugar Bowl, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. If you like what we're doing here at Campus to Canton and you want to support us, we are trying to get to those 3,000 subs as quickly as possible. We need your help to do it. We're not supported by CBS, NBC, ESPN, none of those big name companies. It's just you guys. We're so close, and we appreciate all the love and support you've given us. So let's talk a little bit about this one. Texas is favored by 4 with an over-under of 63.5. Smash the over. I think this is going to be a very fun game. It gives me vibes of that Ohio State-Georgia game last year where the team who has the ball last is going to have the chance to win it. Like, this is going to be a very, very fun game. Washington obviously coming in at 13-0 undefeated. Texas coming in at 12-1, the number 3 versus number 2 team. Let's take a look at Washington first. We've seen what they've been able to do this year offensively. It has been a great year. If you see this chart on your screen and you're thinking, that is beautiful, how do I get all this information? Go to campustocant.com, become a part of the C2C Winning Edge tier. Promise you will not find as much information as you can on all these teams anywhere else. Nick Lacy, Allen, and us here at Campus to Canton are killing it with this stuff. I promise is the best place you'll find it. So, number 6 FBS power rated team for us. Their offense, they were number 16 in passing this year, number 8 in rushing, the number 6 offense overall. Obviously, Penix, Romo Dunze, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Polk were killing it all season long, even when they were injured and a little beaten up and dealing with some stuff middle of the season, but they really came on strong toward the end, and now they have obviously an entire month off to get completely healthy. That defense, though, is where things are going to be interesting. The number 99th ranked rushing defense, the 17th best passing defense, 57th overall. That is where I think the game is going to lie, is going that Washington defense against Texas's offense and vice versa. Obviously, Washington, again, having Michael Penix, Romo Dunze. Michael Penix finished 2nd in the Heisman vote. I mean, he's been a phenomenal quarterback all year long. Romo Dunze, Jalen Polk, Jalen McMillan, and then Dylan Johnson at the running back position is going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of firepower for that Washington offense. If they're able to get that clicking and going against that Texas defense, I don't know that Quinn Ewers and those guys can keep up. But let's look at the Texas side of things. Obviously, they have had a very good season themselves, and that offense was very good. Kind of middle of the, no, I shouldn't say middle of the pack, but in the 20s of everything, but just a very good, consistent offense. 20th in passing, 28th in rushing, the 22nd offense rated overall. But again, where things really come into play here, the number 23rd defense against the pass, the number 9th defense against the rush, the 6th best defense overall, according to our rankings, the number 7 power rated team in the country. So as I just talked about, Washington sitting at 6, Texas sitting at 7. Like, this is going to be a matchup of strength on strength. We have seen, again, I know that Washington's passing attack was good, but it's really Dylan Johnson down the stretch that transformed this Washington offense and almost in a way kind of made him unstoppable, because when you can't stop the run, and then those defense has to start creep up to try and stop Dylan Johnson, and Michael Penix can shoot the ball all over the field however he wants, get all 3 zones, any wide receiver, anywhere he wants it, he can put it. That is where defenses are going to struggle. Texas has a very good rush defense, number 9th ranked rush defense in the nation. Can they slow down Dylan Johnson? And more importantly, can they get to and sack Michael Penix Jr.? Michael Penix Jr. is the least sack quarterback on the year, only 11 sacks total, a 9.1 sack percent rate. That is extremely good. He has been phenomenal. He knows when to step up in the pocket, how to get the ball out, and does flush out when needed. I think that pressure up the middle, if Texas can get it, will be what ends up disrupting the game in some kind of way for Michael Penix and that Washington offense, but they've got to get there because Michael Penix is, again, very good at reading defenses and knowing exactly where he knows to go with the ball. Dylan Johnson could also disrupt that as well with having a really good game. When it comes to the Texas offense, they should be able to pass the ball against this defense somewhat. I mean, they've got a very good team. Xavier Worthy, they've got true freshman Jonte Cook, who will obviously, I think, be very good in this game. Jatavian Sanders, Adonai Mitchell. They did lose one of their best weapons in Jonathan Brooks earlier this year, but CJ Baxter and Jadon Blue should be more than good enough to kind of cover for that and play. I think the main thing that's going to come down to this team is going to be Quinn Ewers. We have seen him in the big moments, in the big games against Alabama, step up and play like this quarterback everybody thought he could be. This 5-star, highest rated quarterback of all time, going to change the game. We see that from him in those big moments. But then other times we see a quarterback that does not always play good, is not consistent, footwork is kind of all over the place. What Quinn Ewers do we get against Washington? I think that's going to be the big question. If Quinn plays to his potential, I do think that Texas is the overall better team and more complete team and should beat Washington. But again, I really think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And if Texas drives down the field and leaves even 20 seconds on the clock, Michael Penix can make them pay. This is going to be a very fun game. I think it's a coin flip between these two teams. And to be honest with you, I think whoever wins this game is likely moving on and winning the national championship, as I think both Texas and Washington are much better than Alabama and Michigan, who are playing earlier in the day. I'm going to take Texas by a smidge, but I cannot wait for this game. This is going to be a great Sugar Bowl game. Both these offenses are going to be a ton of fun to watch. I do think Washington has currently the better quarterback, the better wide receiver room, probably the better running back, although I do think Cedric Baxter is a legitimate running back and a legitimate NFL player, but Dylan Johnson's having the better season. Regardless, I think it's going to come down to those offenses, what the defense can do. Can Quinn step up? Does Michael Penix kind of make everybody pay for not getting in the Heisman? It's going to be a fun game, guys. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. Is it going to be the Longhorns moving on to the Natty, or is it going to be the Washington Huskies and Michael Penix? Let me know. We'll see you guys again soon.